What's going on, everyone? It's Mike, it's Rich, back again from Eagle Eyed Football, our resident Crystal Palace fan. Guys, before we start, make sure you come over to Flyers Indoor Golf tomorrow. You come and see me and John for a drink before the game. Come and say hello through. And they've got some food, Fragos. Come and sort yourselves out. We're looking forward to that. Also sponsored by Match Bingo. Code is BBN for 200% additional deposit. And we are proudly sponsors by AV8, our watch sponsors. Rich from Eagle Eyed Football is no doubt buzzing. 19 games unbeaten. However, had a hell of a time at Goodison Park. Last win, I think, was 2014, which was under Neil Warnock, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So, look, Rich, let's hope that times do not change at the Hill Dickinson, shall we?
Good riddance to that stadium. No, I don't honestly. As a stadium, like Goodison Park, Sellers Park, those old school grounds, we're going to miss them. Just don't miss playing in them because we just can't beat you. But yeah, obviously looking forward to making the journey up tomorrow. Obviously, safe journey to anyone who's traveling anywhere in any way, shape, or form tomorrow. Because obviously this storm's a bit mad. But by the sounds of it, obviously speaking to you on our channel, it sounds like it's an incredible stadium. So I can't wait.
Yeah, look, I hope you enjoy it. The stadium. I hope you don't enjoy the result so much, but look, we'll get on to that. We'll talk about Palace a little bit more in depth. But look, ultimately, for Everton, this is a game that we need to. I mean, it sounds bold for me to say this, but we need to get back to winning ways. We haven't won in our last four. There's been some relatively disappointing results in those games as well. So, look, it's a tough game. It's probably the hardest out of them all, and I'm including Liverpool at Anfield in that because I wasn't blown away by Liverpool, and they've lost 3 times in a week. You started that run. I think Crystal Palace this season are the real deal. Ultimately, longest unbeaten one in Europe, 19 games. Which, how will Palace hurt us tomorrow?
I think one of our big successes has kind of been on the transition. We're normally we find it difficult against a low block at times, just because most of our players like to run in behind and just utilize that space and just runners. Whether it's Munoz, whether it's Saar, even Mateta. But we have the addition of Yeremy Pino, who's added something a little bit different in our attack. He's very he likes to pick up those little pockets, in between defense and midfield. And he's made us not saying that we can fully break down a low block, because I don't think we can, but at least we've got an option. Before we were low block, we ain't getting through this. Now we've got something. So I reckon it will definitely be under transition. I won't be surprised if for the first 15 minutes, Glasgow gives away possession to kind of bait you in. Yeah. And then try and hit quickly on the break, because like Wharton and Kamada, they're very good at making passes, 1 touch, 2 touch, straight in behind defensive backlines and stuff. So, yeah.
Well, I think when I look at this Palace team now, where you are, where you've come from, there's this stigma around Palace about, they're going to finish 12th, they'll finish 12th, they'll finish 12th every season. And it's fundamentally at this point disrespectful on how good Crystal Palace are. They're a very good team, very capable of beating teams, and they've demonstrated it, well, a lot of times. In the games where you have struggled, you've also shown a resilience. So, as a Palace fan, are you more confident coming to places like Everton, where notoriously you've struggled? Are you more confident about getting a result, or are you still panicking about it and thinking, oh my God, we're not going to beat Everton?
In the grand scheme of things, yes, the confidence is high, but obviously history don't lie. We don't do well against Everton. Like, even when you came to Sellers Park last season, I'm thinking, you lot are in terrible form. Sean Dyche is literally on his way out. You've come and nicked a 2-1 win against us. And actually, let me change that wording. You didn't nick it. You played very well. You did play very well. And I guess a draw would have been a fair result, but I'm not mad that we lost that game because you played well. The new stadium might be a factor. It could be bigger, which would help us. But I think, as you said earlier, the confidence throughout the side is crazy. Like, we're going into matches thinking we could beat anybody. I've never felt it like this as a fan, but the players, they're just oozing confidence. And even if we make the little changes to our starting 11 and stuff, that doesn't matter. Whoever's playing is like, we're going for the win. You know, so it's a great time to be a Palace fan. I cannot complain.
Where this is difficult. I'm going to ask you a difficult question now. And the reason I'm asking this because, and this is zero disrespect for Crystal Palace. You already know my thoughts. I've been on your channel, speak really highly of Palace. I've never had an issue with the fan base or anything. Great people. But you're maybe not quite used to this level of success.
We're not.
Yeah. So where do you think this can go? Like, what is your concern about the future? You know, is it losing Glasner? Is it losing Mateta? Is it losing Gatewood? Or is it you think you're on a nice steady progression up to like a new stadium, Champions League football? Where's the ceiling, or is it not there?
I don't think there is a ceiling right now, just because of our manager. However, that's the biggest factor. We lose Glasner, I don't know what we do next. And that's not to say that another manager can't do it, come in and do a good job. But he's changed us from a 4-3-3 team or 4-2-3-1 to this 3-4-2-1. That's our formation now. And we look so comfortable doing it, you know. And like I said, the mentality he's given us, I think in the summer, because obviously his contract ends, there are talks that we're trying to tie him up to a new deal during the next international break, fingers crossed. Him signing a new deal is bigger than us signing a player next summer. That's how big this is, because yes, we've won the FA Cup and the Community Shield, but he's already thinking, let's go win this Conference League. Then I'm sure next season he'll want to get a bit of investment. If we're in the Europa League, can we win that? So him as a manager, he's created a landscape where the sky's the limit.
Yeah.
You know, and like I said, if he was to go, we're gonna have to find some absolute gem from somewhere who may just come in and adopt that system, not Ruben Amorim, because he's terrible. Or if he does change back to a 4 at the back or whatever it may be, just has that mentality that I just need to win. So yeah, it's a difficult question. In the league, I think after tomorrow, we will have a better indication. Here's the reason why. It's the first Thursday, Sunday we've had.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to have to navigate. We're not used to it, you know, and it's something we have to navigate. So I guess the biggest plus side is that it's an international break. So Glasgow will go all guns blazing for this game tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because the international break's there.
Yeah. He's got the rest after, to be honest.
Yeah.
Right. Let's talk about the game a little bit, because look, I'll be straight with you. I'm not looking forward to playing Crystal Palace just as much as you're probably not looking forward to playing Everton. What's a good result for Palace? I know you've got this mentality about Everton and the bogey team almost. But is your expectation tomorrow to come to the Hill Dickinson and win, or is it we'll be happy with a draw? Where are we at?
I think the players' mentality, they're looking to come take 3 points.
Yeah.
The players and the manager. I would say, as fans, I think we're going to be split. I think as fans, there's going to be, like, you know, like the angel and the devil sort of thing. You're going to have one side of the brain saying, we've just beaten Liverpool and battered them, by the way.
Yeah.
Why can't we just go and batter Everton? But then the niggling bit in there saying, remember it's Everton, remember what they've done to you in the past, sort of thing. So there is a high expectation that we come there and win the game, to be honest. But I am very nervous. Just me personally.
So who are you nervous about? What Everton player like sticks out and you think, oh God?
Ndai.
Yeah.
He's when I saw him in the flesh last season, I was like this. And the funny thing is, it was McNeil that got the goals.
Yeah.
But what Ndai was doing was just, it was a madness. he's on the left hand side, but he's then floating into the 10. Then he might drift off to the right. He was just everywhere. And I was just like, we can't contain him. We cannot contain him, you know. As much as, like, say, Dewsbury Hall, I was like, yes, he's suspended. Then I thought, oh, sugar, that means that Ndiaye goes back to his favoured position on the left.
Yeah,
And it just
potentially,
like,
yeah.
oh, I was like, oh, that's another headache, you know. So you got him. You got Jack Grealish is obviously quality as well. You know, he just sees things that most players don't.
Yeah.
You know, and then I think the final factor will be if James Garner starts, because his deliveries are good, and I know set pieces will be one of your strong points.
Yeah. So James Garner's probably madly been one of the best players we've had consistently this season. He's been brilliant. His deliveries have been great. Michael Keane's been great. He's scored a few headers from set pieces as well, so that's been useful. Grealish and Ndiaye have got to have a big game tomorrow. But my concern as an Everton fan is going up against your defence with Beto or Barry. And that's not a disrespect on either of those, by the way, from an Everton perspective, but neither of them at this moment in time are doing it consistently in the Premier League. Beto's probably more of a handful, but Barry's definitely got the highest ceiling. So do you go with rawness and inexperience, or experience and clumsiness that might end up creating something? You know, you might get on the end of it.
I guess I could put a follow-up question to you, because who would you say is better at blocking passing lanes? Because we will try and build up from the back. Okay, never mind.
Mate, that won't happen. Neither of them, as far as I can see, will do that.
Okay.
That's where Dewsbury Hall comes in, and he's not playing.
Right. So you're effectively saying there's a possibility you could give Wharton a lot of space.
Yes.
Okay. That's made me feel a little bit better.
Yeah. Look, ultimately, Wharton, unless Garner and Idrissa Gana Guy have a fantastic game, he is going to have a lot of space, because whoever plays in front of him, this is where it could be that he starts Charlie Alcaraz. He's a little bit more tenacious. He's a little bit more dogged. He would do more of the Dewsbury Hall type job than what I think Ndiaye or Grealish would do. But ultimately, my concern is the quality level then, and that's the other problem. I will be, and I'll be transparent, I'll be absolutely over the moon if Everton get a point out of this game. And that is absolutely horrendous to say at home against Crystal Palace. That is not a dig at Crystal Palace, because what happens is nobody thinks about how good Crystal Palace actually are right now. But ultimately, in my opinion, Crystal Palace are up there with Arsenal and Bournemouth for playing the best football in the league, getting results, and having really high confidence. And if we were playing any of those three teams, I'd be concerned. And I think Palace will easily go to Everton tomorrow and put their stamp on the game. I think they'll pass the ball nicely through transitions, and I think their pace will hurt us in behind. And just to top it off, they've got a striker that has just had a call up, his first call up to the France team. So he's going to be absolutely flying in confidence.
That is a great factor, because that's the reason why there were rumors of him moving on even last summer.
Yeah.
Because he was starting to think, am I going to get a chance for the French in the World Cup year as well? For him to get the call up playing for us, he's going to be thinking, I've got to make this count, you know. So I think he's going to be on it tomorrow.
And that's my concern. So look from an Everton perspective, I'd be happy with a point, and that is, it's horrendous. But from where we are, confidence-wise, performance-wise, not being able to score enough goals, in my opinion, going up against a Palace team that, let's be fair, are flying. Your performance on Thursday was brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant.
Our first half against Liverpool was unreal.
That is coming to the Hill Dickinson Stadium. So I'm not confident. I'm not confident. I'm not. You know that whole stigma that Everton simply beat Crystal Palace. I don't have it. Palace could easily come to the Hill Dickinson tomorrow and win. John's predicted you win. John's predicted you win 3-1. I'm more like hope because I just don't think we could have got enough firepower to score enough goals. Whereas I could easily see Palace scoring 2. I don't necessarily think I could see Everton scoring 2. And that means we've got to win 1-0. And I don't think that happens. I don't think you don't score. So it's the hope of a 1-1. But ultimately, look, I hope it's an horrendous day for you. I hope you enjoyed the stadium. I hope the fans enjoy it. But ultimately, it's a really, really tough one. Just last question, just before we finish. What is your score prediction and who scores your goals?
I'm going 2-1 Palace. I'm going to go Ismail Assar and JP Mateta for the goals. I think that transition, because I think about like Jacob Brown, as much as he's playing well for you, and obviously he's ex-Palace. I think we can get at him like just on the defensive side of it, because he may actually start bombing forward, and we're like, ooh, space, you know. And on the other side, I don't know, is it Mikalenko potentially?
Yeah.
His crossing is really good, but like defensively, he's a bit so. And then the biggest question, I mean, if you decide to have a lot of the ball and you've got Tarkovsky and Keane anywhere near the halfway line, that's the space that we are looking for.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, I hope David Moyes has watched this video and takes note of all those things, and he plays the lowest of low blocks possible, and he just has NGI and I don't know who our fastest player on the. I mean, we haven't got anyone as rapid as your lot anyway, but I just hope we've got our fastest players just ready to run, just go. But yeah, look, Rich, where can everyone find you, mate? Where can everyone find the channel?
Yeah, that's Eagle Eye Football on all social media. Yeah, can't wait to make the journey up. I'm hoping the weather does hold out. Safe journey to whoever's traveling for wherever you're traveling from. Because I've seen some images like trees on the tracks and stuff. It seems mad, you know. So yeah, hopefully it will be the first of a long and prosperous journey up to the new stadium. Because good riddance.
Hopefully not.
Good riddance to Goodison Park.
No, fair enough. Guys, look, hit the like and subscribe. Rich's link is in the description below, so make sure you click it. Make sure you go and subscribe. My video will be out on their channel at some point. Oh, it was live, wasn't it? So you can
Yeah,
rewatch.
it was live. Yeah, so you rewatch it.
Yeah. So it was live. So go and rewatch it. But yeah, guys, we'll see you tomorrow. I will be in Flyers probably from about 11 o'clock, 10:30, 11 o'clock. There is merch tomorrow as well, so make sure you come in cash ideally and come and treat yourself to a t-shirt or something. And yeah, we'll see you soon, guys. Up the toffees. Peace.